Welcome back to Get Real. I'm Kim with Davis and Bailey as always. The big question for July, is the market slowing down or simply becoming more selective? Let's get the quick market facts and we will go from there. So right now what we're seeing, and this is in comparison to this time last year, new listings down 8.5%. Available inventory, what's available to buy right now, is down 2.3%. Our pending sales, however, are up 3.9% and closed sales are up 4%. Again, this is in comparison to July of 2025. Our absorption rate is sitting at 5 months right now, and days on market are up 29%. So this time last year, they were about 79 days on. Homes were sitting at 79 days on market. Now they're up to 102. And the median sale price just down 0.38%. To me, that's pretty minimal. So not a huge swing there. So if you take into account all these numbers, at first glance, everything seems very contradictory. And I did this on Market Monday last week for the team, and it sounds like one big contradiction. I'm curious, Bailey, what stands out to you most about these numbers?
I think it's the inventory being down, but the closed sales being up. Mm-hmm. Like that is not talked about enough.
Right.
And it contradicts itself. And, but relating to kind of what you started with, I think it's just a very, very selective market all at the same time. So it doesn't really make sense.
Right. So like, if you're kind of sitting on the outside and you're hearing just the raw data, you're going to think, wow, the market must really be slowing down.
Yes.
Homes are taking longer to sell, and all that. But that's not really the story. And that's why it's important to talk about this, kind of the story behind the story. More homes are selling, less are available. It really shows demand is still very healthy here. I think, we're not in a frenzy. We've talked about this before, but buyers are there. There's a very sustainable demand. Davis, are you seeing, like, from your pool of buyers and everything, are you seeing them disappear? Are you seeing them, again, become more selective? And if so, like, explain that to the listener, like, what does that look like?
I wouldn't say people are disappearing, but they are. I mean, they're very selective. They've paid attention to what things are going for, really throughout all of Hilton Head. I was showing somebody yesterday who we haven't really looked in Hilton Head Plantation at all, but he knew what things were going for. He had paid attention to the days on market, how long things are sitting, if they're fully, redone or updated. Those are going faster than things that may need a bathroom or two updated. So, I mean, people are just paying really close attention to Hilton Head as a whole, I feel like. And so it goes into play with their decision making, and it goes to sellers. You can't just throw your property on at any price.
Yeah, agreed. Like, back in COVID, obviously, we always refer back. That's kind of like a 5-year look back, right? Yeah. But I mean, you could just throw numbers on things, so to speak, and people would buy it. But I think today, buyers are doing more homework, and not just about the deferred maintenance and all of that, but if they're buying a villa, they want all the numbers. They want they want the analysis for the HOA. They want to know. I mean, they're doing deep dives in those kinds of things, which is fantastic. I mean, that's a good thing to do as a buyer, but they haven't always done that, and so I think they're just getting more and more analytical, less emotional. And so it's interesting.
It is. This morning, actually, this is an interesting little story. This morning, I got a text from an agent, and she said, "My people really like the house you have listed, But since you have it listed as sold as is, they've dropped it out of their top 3.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I've never had that.
I've had that actually, not the exact, that exact story, but I did have a house listed, gorgeous house.
Yeah.
That originally we listed it as is, simply because she just didn't want to have to do any work.
Right.
Not because there was any red flag or
No.
anything wrong with it. That's just how she wanted to go about it.
Yep.
And agent had a very interested buyer, and she essentially, I think, talked them out of it because it was as is. And I was like, this is what the seller's offering. Just bring an offer,
Right.
and you can write a normal
Whatever you want.
Yeah, you can write a normal inspection in there. And that's a good point for you out there as a buyer to understand. A listing is not always like a hard line. It's the seller's offering to potential buyers out there on the market.
Yeah.
But you as a buyer have a right to bring an offer that makes sense for you.
Yeah.
Sometimes it might work in your favor. Sometimes it may not.
Right.
You know, but I think that's an important thing for buyers to understand.
Totally.
And sometimes the agents maybe don't explain that to you know what I'm
agree.
saying?
And the text I got this morning, it made me like push back for a second, and I felt like, okay, well now I have to explain to her, like, these are people that are representing their mother's house. They just don't have any interest in doing any repairs or anything major to the house.
Right.
But that's not to say if they got an offer, maybe
Yeah.
they would, be open to whatever. It's
Or
just,
credit at closing.
Exactly. That's, yeah.
Sellers' minds change when things are put in front of them on paper.
100%. 100%.
Everything changes. And so, I mean, once you put it in front of them, you never know what they'll say. And the worst thing they can say is no.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
And so, I don't know, like, there's one house, as we're talking about this, like, the whole being selective. I mean, like, there's one house that come to me that you guys both know about. It's in Port Royal. I've had some clients looking at it for a while. It's been on the market for maybe 2.5, 3 months now, but it's on at I feel like a higher price than it should be, just not because of the home. Yes, because of the home itself, but it's in a great location. But there's things that are in the house that are not gonna work for most people. It's, there's no like true master. There's a lot of things that just are gonna turn people away. I think the price is fine if it had a couple other things to the house that made it a little bit easier for somebody to just move right in. But because of what people are paying attention to and the price, and like, this doesn't work for most people, like, it just kind of shows. Like, I thought the house would have ran off the market. That's not the case. It's been, and they've kind of died down on showings. And so, I don't know, you have to know your house and know know its true value. And that comes from your realtor being upfront with you,
Yeah, I mean, I think really the market as a whole is just, not all sellers are treated equally, right?
No.
Are created equal. It's very individual on how it's presented, what kind of condition it's in.
Yep.
And little things like what you're saying, if it's got one-offs or doesn't kind of fit in that everyone's gonna love that about it category, that has to be considered in the pricing too.
Yes.
Yeah. So it again,
for sometimes, sellers love their house. And and it's the best house on the street to everybody, and so that's the tough part. I feel like it works for you as you've lived there for years
And poured love into it.
Yeah,
Right.
and there's so many memories, and it's hard to let go of. But it's like, that doesn't mean that it's going to work for everybody else.
Right.
And
Yep.
so...
Exactly. Yeah, if the value is unclear, that is where you're going to, as a seller, you're going to sit on the market longer, basically.
To be fair to sellers though right now, I feel like you don't you have an idea on pricing, but you don't really know until you put it on the market and see how buyers react.
Yes,
100%,
agreed.
because-
Feedback is really important.
Yeah.
I do think that, like, if your house is in a great street, on a great street or a great location, fully redone, we've talked about deferred maintenance, that is all taken care of, getting a pre-listing inspection, taking care of those items so that, when an inspection comes up, like you've already handled everything. I think that's where you can stretch your number a little bit, where it's going to be a little bit more desirable, because I will say, like, showing my buyers what I have realized over the past couple months is, like, if they don't live here, they don't want to do any work. They want to move, bring their bags, and that's it. And so I think, like, making it easy to just, making it beautiful right when you walk in, and then knowing that all the deferred maintenance has been taken care of, the roof, the HVAC, anything, pipes. I think that's a huge, and that's where sellers, because we are at low inventory, there's only so much, it's only so much to choose from. That's where I feel like if you want it, now I'm not saying you just throw it on that price, but if you want to get a little bit higher than, I think that's where you can do it. But if there's things that need to be attended to, it's, it doesn't have a wow factor.
Yeah.
That's where you need to, really price it.
Okay, so, like, this is perfect. As a seller, you need to understand what the primary features for today are, besides, all the beautiful kitchens and baths and all those things. But it's move-in ready condition, new roof, new HVAC, obviously, as we said, updated kitchen and baths, outdoor living spaces. Lots of people love a pool. Not everybody does, but views, and then proximity to amenities.
If you have polybutylene pipes, please fix that.
Please.
Yeah,
Please.
That can really be an issue. It's very common here. It can be overcome easily, but there are many buyers that terrifies them, because we as agents, we see it all the time.
Yeah.
I replaced it in our house many moons ago. So I've lived through it, and I know how easy of a process it is.
Yep.
But a lot of people don't, and they truly get
They
scared.
can get scared.
Yeah.
They get very
They can-
scared.
Yeah.
Especially to the people who aren't living here, who may,
Yes.
who don't know the contractors, don't know who's going to do, what it's going to look like when it's done, and so I think that's huge.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've just ran into that problem.
Yeah, I know. so let's like dive in a little bit more on buyer psychology.
Yeah.
Okay.
Buyer psychology.
So
101.
Bailey, what's like a feature that recently a buyer of yours got really excited about that you were like, oh, okay, that's new? Is there anything?
You know what? And this one doesn't even really have to do with the house. We walked in and there were plantation shutters.
Yeah.
Everybody loves some good plantation.
And they were like, oh my God, yes! And I'm like, that's the first thing you're looking at?
It's like, wow,
$1
that's
million
so-
house?
Yeah.
I'm like, what the heck? But I mean, I get it. They are expensive, but it's like, that's the first thing they saw. And I'm
Yeah.
It really does. Like,
Yeah.
Shutters.
Yeah.
You hear that?
Yeah.
Shutters.
It does though. I like those are the little things that like can make the interior of your home
Yes.
really stand out.
Yes.
And
For sure.
It does make a difference.
For
Yeah.
sure.
So going along with that psychology, like, what would you say is something else that one of your buyers found so valuable that you were like, okay, all right, that might be a little different. Not the kitchen, not the bath.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, a double oven was these people raved about, and I was like,
Well, you're a little young. You may not appreciate a double oven yet, but I would. So.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
oh, also, okay, I will say a walk-in attic.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean,
Yes. Yes.
like I was just like,
Storage.
I mean, I totally get it, but like, somebody who's in their 60s and plus, like, it really does make a huge difference having
Yes.
a walk-in attic. And they couldn't stop talking about it, and I was like, it was awesome. It was massive. It was a huge walk-in attic, and you could see
That is a value
everything.
add, a walk-in attic.
It really is.
It
and
is.
you could see everything. They had a wider door there to be able to, bring in whatever it was. Yeah, but they were like, yeah, they loved it. So,
Yeah. That's great. I love that.
walk-in attic. What about you?
That's a good question. Okay, well, I wasn't really to answer that myself.
Good question.
But I'm trying to think of what was the most important thing recently. Okay, how about this? This isn't from a buyer per se, but I just did a reel on crawl space dehumidification from a home that the crawl space is immaculate. In fact, it was 100-degree day, and I got in that crawl space and I felt like I was in full air conditioned inside the house. And the reason the sellers did this.
What house is this?
This is 7 Peninsula Drive in Moss Creek, listed by Dan and Sherry Prudhomme. But I will say the reason they did that, it protects the entire house above it. So that is something that is, like, when you think about all the deferred maintenance, that is something that's going to get somebody very excited.
Yeah.
Because that is protecting
I have to say,
your
I
home.
was a little blown away myself.
And that is a house that you can walk in and not have to do anything.
Literally.
Oh my God.
Literally.
If you haven't checked it out,
Yes.
go check it out.
Yes.
You just have to bring your clothes. That's it.
We would be happy to
That's
show
it.
it to you.
They'll give you all the
Absolutely
furniture,
gorgeous.
everything.
Okay, let's switch gears for a second and talk about absorption rate. So absorption rate, again, speaks to how many months of inventory are on the market. If nothing else came on, how long it would take to sell. We're at 5 months right now. That's essentially a seller's market. Anything below 6 months since makes it that. So a lot of people, our days on market are up from this time last year. And so a lot of buyers would think, well, it's taking longer. I have all the leverage. Not the case.
No.
Definitely have room for negotiations. Also depends on how long the house has been on the market. If it's been on a lot longer, and maybe some homes have gone through price reductions, depending on where their floor is. I mean, you still as a buyer may have not a lot of wiggle room.
Right.
Well, I mean, and it goes back to low inventory.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you don't have it, is because you can't just say, okay, well, I'll just go to this house, and it's
Right.
like, well, they don't really have any.
I don't have much to choose from.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
that
So-
just plays a huge part.
So what do you guys think? I mean, summer tends to be a little bit of a slower time for us as we head into fall. What do you think if inventory stays constrained the way it is? What does that look
Our
like?
falls are, or have been, I feel like, busy.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the past couple years, they've been
like fall and spring have been.
busy. So if it keeps going the way it is, I think we're going to have a very tight fall.
Yeah.
So that's just my guess. We have so many people that come in the fall.
Yeah.
So many people that love it.
People that shop in the summer
Yeah.
and buy in the fall.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a seller, I think there's some takeaways here. Like, the buyers are there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they definitely are.
The opportunity is there.
Absolutely.
The demand is there.
Yeah.
So if you're wondering, is it a good time to sell? It 100% is.
I think it's one of the best times to sell. Mm-hmm. It's like something that we talk about a lot. Like, are you going to follow the trend and wait till everybody has their house on the market to put your home on the market?
No.
'Cause that is the worst time to sell.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this. You're sitting across the table from a seller. What's the one thing you want them to understand?
In today's market,
Yeah.
is that, I mean, just what you iterated is the demand is there. We're at low inventory, so you have more pull and say and leverage as a seller. And I just think if you want to get your best price, clean house, deferred maintenance attended to, because it kind of goes to like Gulfmaster, where it wasn't a bad property, it wasn't in bad shape, but people buying that property are not, most of the time, not going to live in it full time. So and they don't live here, so they don't want to have to attend to anything major or that's going to take a month or something to do. So we had it on. It was, I wouldn't say necessarily like dated, but it wasn't, there's definitely things that people wanted to do. And it sat on the market for 6 months in that condition. We took it off for a month, did everything that the next owner would come in and do probably immediately. Changed the floor, scraped the ceilings, painted the entire place. Nothing like too big of stuff. And then we put it on and sold it immediately.
Yeah, and if I can add to that too, I know in Golf Master you staged it.
Yes, we also staged
and
it. And
I had a house that came on the market, smaller house for Moss Creek, so in the lower price point. It definitely, is going to take a certain buyer that in that price point can also afford a private club, fees and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, the sellers had it beautifully decorated. And photos were great and all of that. They then moved and the house was empty. And while it was still beautiful and looked good empty, many don't, but this one did.
Yes.
I think that people then had a hard time visualizing when they were inside the house the space.
Yeah.
So I talked to the sellers and I was like, look, I think we need to stage it. You don't need to stage the entire home, but the main living area and the primary and all of that.
Yeah.
We staged it. I got them to agree. We staged it. First showing after staging, went under contract.
And so that's one of the
Yep.
I mean,
That's how it
makes such a difference. Like if
Mm-hmm.
you are able to do the little work, if you have the cash to do the little work that is needed, or the next owner is going to come in and do, and you say it's empty and you stage it, but it's a game changer.
Yeah.
It's a game changer.
Paint is the most magical thing.
Because
Paint is.
let's say 10, 15, 20 grand, that you put into it up front could save you 50 grand in an offer.
Correct. Yeah.
And so rather than it coming in and it sits on the market for a while, and then once it gets to 4 months, buyers are saying, okay, this property's been sitting, let's go lowball them, or let's go, and then as a seller you get a little bit desperate, you're waiting, you want it to sell, you want to just move on. So it can save you a lot of money in the long run. I think it's a huge.
Yeah, agreed. So as we kind of wrap things up, I mean, you're hearing it here. The market isn't slowing. Buyers are more selective. More homes are selling. Inventory is still constrained. Buyers are more thoughtful, doing their due diligence, their homework, digging deeper than ever. Strategy matters more than ever when you're bringing a home to market. But I think that, these are all strong indicators of a very healthy market here, which is great as well. One thing I want to ask the audience is we would love your feedback just on, what you're seeing online as far as when you're looking at homes on the market, or you're watching social media and you're seeing reels and all those kinds of things about properties out there. What is it that catches your eye most? What bothers you? What don't you like? What do you like? Because we're always trying to come up with more content to support our sellers and to support you, the buyer, with information about our market, our community, and all those things. And so we want to hear from you. What makes you watch? What makes you pass by? How can we bring you better comments? So please comment write in the comments below and share this with a friend. We hope you have a great remainder of July, and we'll see you in August.